Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Cantey, and this is another episode of Living Enlightened Every Day. And today we are exploring modern day alchemy. Yep, you heard that right. What we're really talking about today is modern day alchemy. Alchemy in the Middle Ages was this mixture of science, philosophy, art, and mysticism. Many people believed that there was a process to turn simple metals, everyday metals, into gold. And back then, everything was defined by four elements: the earth, water, metal, or fire, and or some combination thereof. And they believe that with something called the Philosopher's Stone, is a substance believed to make it possible to create the Elixir of Immortality, and it would transmute metal into gold. Ah, just imagine finding this philosopher's stone. Imagine holding it in your hand. Imagine it being able to transmute what there was in your life into gold, into something wonderful, into something amazing. Transmuting everything in your life into love, peace, joy, beauty, wonder, awe, and riches. Why not? Isn't that what we would all love to do? To transform the lead in our lives into gold, to transform the things that weigh us down, the things that are heavy and holding us back, transform them into blessings, into energy and vitality, and into things that lift us up, inspire us. Yeah, sounds awesome. There were those who believed the original esoteric study of alchemy involved the idea of not a physical transformation, but a spiritual one. So, in medieval times, while some were trying to turn metal into gold, others were turning within, transmuting their small, confined lives of quiet desperation into lives rich with love and enlightenment, peace, prosperity, and joy. Well, I have found the Philosopher's Stone. I found it. I know, it's crazy, right? You heard it here. Gratitude. Gratitude is the alchemist's tool. Gratitude is transformative. It's alchemy for the soul. In a moment of gratitude, our soul, our spirit, our body, our mind is released from its confines, floats up into the expanse of the heavens, into galaxies, into the eternal. And at the same time, our soul, our body, our mind is grounded firmly into the earth, into the body and the senses. In other words, gratitude is the opening into integrating spirit, mind, and body. It's simple, it's free, it's easy to do. It takes almost no time. Isn't that amazing? The moment that it takes us to be in gratitude is a life changing moment. Yeah, the universe says, yes, look at her. She is abundant and she is grateful. Let's give her more to be grateful for: more wealth, more joy, more peace, more friendships, more relationships, more things, more opportunities for gratitude. Yes, 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 that is the law of the universe. Gratitude brings us more of whatever we are thankful for. Instead of looking at what our bodies cannot do right now, what is hindering us, let's be grateful for all the things our bodies can do. Instead of being resentful or upset that we don't have the money to buy something that we believe we need or deserve, let's take that moment to be grateful for all that we do have. Instead of looking at our lives and seeing the relationship that is lacking, let's look at the relationships that we have and bless them with our gratitude. Let's look at our peace and our joy in those moments, just blessing them all and watching them multiply, watching the things that in our life that seem lacking transform and transmute into enough and more than enough. Eckhart Tolle said, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation, or the Philosopher's Stone, for all abundance. As we turn within, true gratitude transmutes what we have right now in this moment into enough. We will always see that we have enough, and it will transmute that enough into more than enough, into an abundance. Gratitude, as the Philosopher's Stone, transforms and transmutes everything into our lives. It turns, that person that we don't even know, we haven't even met yet, that stranger, into a friend, and that friend becomes our family through love, nurturing, and gratitude. I love that it turns a meal, just bread and cheese, into a feast just by being grateful. It turns a house, anywhere we're living, just an apartment, a trailer, someplace, a roof over our heads, into a home, a place where we can be comforted and comfortable and safe. It turns that job into a career or vocation. It turns, the sunset into that art and that masterpiece. It turns a moment into eternity. When we are in gratitude, we're reminded that it is not us who are doing the work. When we get that small mind, that ego out of the way, the all that there is, God, spirit, whatever we want to call it, life itself takes over and does the work for us. That is the power of the Philosopher's Stone and alchemy, modern day alchemy. Gratitude guides the body and heals it. It directs us to our health, our wealth, our well-being, our highest good. In gratitude, we experience synchronicity. We are so grateful just being in the flow of our life. We don't have to understand every single little thing as it comes up. We understand we are in the flow and grateful for it. Gratitude brings us happiness, and we don't have to believe in alchemy or the Philosopher's Stone. Modern research by psychologists, and especially Robert Emmons, has proven with hundreds, not kidding, of controlled scientific experiments that gratitude is a reliable method for increasing happiness and satisfaction of life. He states that gratitude has two key components. It's an affirmation of goodness. We affirm that there's good events, good people, good things in the world, in our lives. We affirm that there are gifts that we've been given. And two, that we recognize that the source of this goodness is outside of ourselves. In other words, the highest form of gratitude isn't really to someone for something. It's that feeling of being blessed. Like, I get to experience this. this house or this pet or this child or this parent. We acknowledge that other people, events, situations and circumstances, through some higher power of synchronistic events and happenings, it it brings these gifts, the big ones, the small ones, into our lives and brings us like goodness, that sense of just being with this. We participate in a flow of good. Here are some things. If you look up gratitude, these are peer-reviewed studies through PubMed.org. It's peer-reviewed scientific studies, peer-reviewed journals of scientific studies, and it lists all these things that gratitude does. It boosts feelings of optimism, joy, pleasure, and enthusiasm, reduces anxiety and depression, strengthens the immune system. Yeah, you heard that right. Lowers blood pressure, reduces illness. It encourages us to exercise and take better care of our health. These are peer-reviewed studies, right? These are scientific studies. Gratitude makes us more resilient. It has been shown to help people recover from major illnesses faster and even traumatic events and people with PTSD. Gratitude strengthens relationships. Yeah, it makes us feel closer and more committed to our partners, to our families, to our children. Gratitude promotes forgiveness. Let's pause here on forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't for other people. Forgiveness is our freedom. Gratitude promotes our freedom from past events. Grateful people are more helpful, altruistic, and compassionate. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? Gratitude can do all of that, but it doesn't do it by you listening to this, right? Thinking about being grateful isn't being grateful, taking the time to be grateful. Why am I on this kick? Because 2 weeks ago, I did an interview with Edward Miller on Ho'oponopono, and one of the key elements there is this idea of forgiveness, and the last component is thank you. It's this gratitude, and I just kept feeling this gratitude for all these little things, and I went and I got my gratitude journal uh, back out. And I created these. I created several of these journals. I don't know if you can see that. And I just got it out and I'm starting to write. You see that? These every day, two, three, four things that I'm grateful for. And in the beginning of this book, I describe how gratitude changed my life in so many ways. And it was something I would do on purpose. I would set my alarm in the morning. And when I woke up, I would not get out of bed, no matter how good or bad I was feeling, until I could be grateful for, the simplest things, breathing or my body, and if I was sick, if I wasn't feeling great, if it was a time where my son was really sick, I would work even more to bring up the things that I was grateful for. And it changed my life so many times. It is the Philosopher's Stone. It is the alchemy that we're all looking for. It's the easy button, because being grateful is, as I said, it's free. It takes a moment, and we can all look around. We can just look down at our feet, at our hands, and be grateful that they're working right now. It has been shown that keeping a gratitude journal, regularly writing just for a moment or two on something we're grateful for, can significantly increase well-being and life satisfaction. I describe in the journal, how to really get specific, you know, uh, the things that we can be grateful for. We don't even have to repeat ourselves in a year. We can be grateful for things like, breathing, but then we can say, breathing, having the breath and life in my body to chase my toddler or my dog, like get specific. What does it mean for you to have this vacation that you're about to take? How grateful are you to have the time off in a place that you love or whatever it is? And we can be grateful for our credit cards and our credit card debt. I know that sounds like not a great thing, but right now, at this point in my life, I'm just not able to pay off my credit card debt the way I usually am. And it's like, thank goodness I can get what I need for myself or my family. And I'm not actually in debt. I'm just paying some interest. That's an amazing system. I am so grateful. And you know what else I'm grateful for? That I can imagine and see and know in my heart of hearts, believe with all my being that I will pay that off very soon. It's actually paid off in my mind, that the abundance is there now, and I can be grateful in this moment for that which hasn't even happened yet. How cool is that? We're we we are amazing. We can imagine things that haven't happened and call them into beingness just by being grateful for them before they show up in the physical form. We can imagine what it feels like to have that debt paid off, to have that health in our bodies, to have that relationship with our child or our parent, or the relationship we don't have yet with a partner or a spouse, right? That's journaling. And there's so many ways to be grateful. Um, Writing a thank you note every day in, like, maybe a journal like this, like to thank one person in your life, someone from your past, your future, or your present who has helped you. And you don't have to send it to them. They don't actually have to be alive to be grateful. Does that make sense? Like, we could be grateful for anything, anytime, anywhere. And of course, bless your food, bless your body, transmute your food from this, it's the simplest thing, or what even might seem in your logical mind to be unhealthy. If that's what you have in front of you, bless it. Acknowledge that your body can take from it whatever it needs and discard gently, easily, and effortlessly whatever it doesn't need. I mean, that's gratitude, right? Transmuting the meals into exactly what our body needs. And we bless our bills. You can take time in a journal, or you just look at your stack, looking at my stack of bills, and bless them that we have a system that encourages us um, to get what we need, and people trust us that we can pay them for their services and their products, right? I bless Amazon. I know it's a struggle, but I bless it all the things. Bless your body. Check in every morning, every evening, during the day. Bless what we can use. Bless what is working and encourage that which isn't working by blessing it too. Ah, when we bless something, when we are grateful for something, we are acknowledging the inherent value that we can see. I'm getting so excited. It's transformational, this. It is modern day alchemy. Do you realize, I'm sure you do, that gratitude is in every single religion, every mystic tradition, every indigenous tradition includes gratitude. That is how powerful it is. It's one of the common themes in in humanity. Chapter 55 of the Quran says, God has created us and then made this world for us. We are getting benefits from all its creations, such as the sun and the moon, the clouds, the rain, air, grasslands, animals, plants, rivers, oceans, and countless other bounties of the natural world. After realizing all of this abundance, how can any sensible person be anything but thankful to God? How can we? Buddha said, when you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky in gratitude. Perfect everything is. Lao Tzu said, be content with what you have in this moment. Rejoice in the way things are in this moment. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. That's from Lao Tzu. Isn't that amazing? Change the word uh, rejoicing into gratitude. Be content with what you have. Be grateful in the way things are. And when you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. That's the power, the alchemy of gratitude. The Talmud asks, who is rich? Who is rich? And then answers, those who rejoice or are grateful in their own lot, meaning with what they have right here, right now. You are rich when you can be grateful and rejoice in what you have, what you are, what you experience right here, right now. That's transmutation, right? Oh, transcendence. That's powerful. In the New Testament, we're told, to those who have, more will be given, and to those who have not, even that little that they have will be taken away. Okay, that sounds a little difficult, I know, at least for me. I had a hard time with that one. But what he's talking about is the power of gratitude. If we recognize what we have and are grateful for it, more will be given. But if we think, even with the little that we have, if we can't see any good in it, if we can't count one blessing and be thankful, even that will be taken away. Why? Because we see no value in it. We can't attract more because we're not valuing what little that we have. That's a harsh law, but it, we are told, is the law. It's that being grateful for what is will transmute what is into enough and more and more and more than enough. In the New Testament, the disciple Paul tells us, in everything, give thanks. You know, that's a stretch, right? In everything, in everything. I worked with this one for a while. I'm going to be honest. In everything, give thanks. And what that means to me is that when we come from our limited perspective, from the ego, from the finite mind, and something comes into our lives that seems, well, devastating, right? The diagnosis, or the diagnosis for a loved one, or financial lack, or betrayal, you know, the things that can come are just seem devastating. Give thanks for even that. But we're reminded to not see things, to not judge by appearances, to be with gratitude in spirit, and to see as God does, as life does, that it is all moving for a reason that most of us will not comprehend in the moment. What can seem unfortunate at first may, who knows, turn out to be a blessing. There's this very old Sufi story about a man whose son captured a strong, beautiful, wild stallion, and all the neighbors, oh, they told that father, oh, how fortunate he was. The father patiently replied, well, we'll see. We'll see. One day, the horse, beautiful, strong stallion, threw the son who broke his leg, and all the neighbors, oh, they told the man, you are cursed that that son ever found that horse. What a terrible tragedy. Your son can't help you plow the fields. He can't work. Now you got to take care of an invalid. What the heck, man? Your life sucks. I'm probably not repeating this very accurately. But again, the man answered, we'll see. We'll see. And soon after the son broke his leg, the soldiers came to the village and took away all the able-bodied young men to go fight in a war. But the son, of course, was spared. And when the man's friends told him, oh, how lucky that son was, you're so lucky that your son has a broken leg. He does not have to go off to war. The man would only say, we'll see. We'll see. He was accepting life as it came, acceptance without any resistance. And I'm going to call that in this instance gratitude, being patient with the way things are unfolding without judging, without resisting, without attachments, right? So he was just being with what is. And that is a form of gratitude when things come into our lives that we may not truly understand. In modern day alchemy, gratitude is the Philosopher's Stone. The words gratitude and grace share a common origin, the Latin word gratus, meaning pleasing or thankful. And when we are in a deep state of gratitude, felt gratitude, we will often spontaneously feel the presence of grace, the grace of God or Spirit. The ultimate goal of seeking the truth is to experience the truth, and then there are no questions. And I say the same about gratitude. To hear about gratitude, to think about gratitude, to be repetitious about gratitude, to create a habit, let's say, of just saying the words isn't actually being grateful, that feeling, because that feeling of gratitude is awesome and wonderful and connecting. And we feel the grace of life moving in, through, and as us. So I encourage you to find the ways right now, today, to be grateful and to create a way you can make it part of your life, part of your living, and see the miracles that unfold. Modern day alchemy, gratitude is the Philosopher's Stone. And I love that famous line. I don't know who said it. It's not happy people who are grateful. It's grateful people who are happy. How much happiness can you stand? Why don't we find out? Let's find out together. I explore concepts like this in my book, Living Enlightened, The Joy of Integrating Spirit, Mind, and Body. It's available on Amazon. And you can find out more information about me on my website, elizabethcantey.com. I do have some gratitude journals I would love for you to explore. There's a link down below. And I just wish for you this week laughter, loving, and living enlightened every day.
Thanks for watching. Join us again next Tuesday at 7 a.m. Mountain Time for Living Enlightened with Elizabeth Cantey. Integrating your spirit, mind, and body. Learn more at www.ntmedia.org.